So I promised you all I would start Spooky Saturday again, so that is what I'm doing. And I have decided what better way to start off Spooky Saturday than telling you a story about a paranormal experience I had when I was only a kid that still to this day I cannot explain. A bit of backstory into this was when I was younger, my parents owned a nursery. The nursery used to be an old Victorian, I'm pretty sure it was a hotel of some kind or somewhere someone could stay. And staff had reported experiencing things that they couldn't explain. They said they experienced things like when all the children had left the nursery, the blinds would be moving. They'd think that they'd locked someone in, so they'd have to go back in and check. They'd always put the chairs on the tables at the end of the day. They would say that these chairs, when they came in the morning, were down on the floor, and had also reported seeing a young boy in some of the other rooms. So, naturally being a kid, I was very curious about it, but at this point in time, I wasn't massively convinced on the paranormal. This definitely changed that for me. So, we went in there the one day, me, my dad and my sister. And I had gone in because I wanted to see if any of these things were true. Did I have the fright of my life? So we entered the building, and the building gave me the creeps anyway, but especially when there was nobody in there. So it was just the three of us and somebody that my dad was showing round. So naturally, me and my sister are bored. We've gone off into the nursery. So we've gone into what was the 1 to 2's room. And in there, you had the normal room, and then there was a room off to the side which had like soft play in it. So we've gone into this room. I've gone walking in. My sister stood at the door. And all of a sudden, we've heard a sound, and it's like a child had grabbed a toy, and the toys had fallen down. I've looked at my sister, because I think naturally it's her, and she's looked at me. She still stood in the doorway, looking a little bit bewildered at me, and a little bit shocked. So anyway, I asked her if it was her. She said no, she's not touched anything. And I said, okay. So I turned around to go and investigate what was going off. Little 10-year-old me here. So as I've walked slightly further into the room, somebody has grabbed my shoulder, full on. So I'm like, oh my God, somebody has just grabbed my shoulder. So I've turned around expecting it to be my sister. No one. There was no one there. My sister was stood in the doorway, and from where I was in the middle of the room, there's no way it was my sister. So naturally, being a 10-year-old that I am, I've gone running to my dad, screaming, telling him that somebody was in the building. Now, naturally, my dad didn't believe me. He's going, there's nobody in the building, whatever. Until he had his experience later on, but that can be explained if you fancy another one. So that was the story I wanted to tell you for this Spooky Saturday. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to send in your own, you can send them to emmashauntedDolls@gmail.com for a chance to be featured.